What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
And today on The Great Debaters, man, this is one of the best, if not the best, rap albums of all time. And we're talking about it. Public Enemy and Takes the Nation Million to hold us back. Alright, Amir, so today on The Great Debaters, we are possibly doing one of the most difficult episodes of all time that we've done for The Great Debaters. We are picking the best 3 tracks on It Takes the Nation Millions to Hold Us Back by Public Enemy. This album came out in the best year of rap history, 1988. And this album, I would say, is the best album of that year and maybe in all of rap history. It's a masterpiece from start to finish. And this one's going to be really hard to discuss and debate because every song is astonishing, and even the interludes, the segues,
Some of the best parts.
some are phenomenal too. So I don't, it's just crazy. And this album is so special to me in so many ways, but we're going to get to Amir on that because some of that will probably come out while I'm talking. So Amir, what was your first take hearing this gem, masterpiece, phenomenal piece of music?
I actually don't remember my first thoughts on it, but
Okay.
my only guess could be like, what am I listening to? Like, what is this? Like,
Right.
this is just amazing, right? Kind of like, I think our last few videos have been like some of the just literally, these are hip hop 101 albums that you should be listening to. Like, these should be some of the first albums you ever buy because they're so good, and so many people use, whether they sample the songs themselves or use the same samples that those songs used.
Right.
You should probably hear this approach first. You know what I mean? And as you all know, Death Certificate is, or as you should know, if I haven't said it enough, Death Certificate by Ice Cube is my favorite rap album ever made. I also think that it's the best album ever made. But when people bring this album up, I don't really fight them. I don't, because I understand. I understand. It's like one of those things where it's like, it's just so amazing. It's literally, how can you beat an album like this? It's so great.
Yeah.
And it takes like a Death Certificate or something of that caliber to, like, these are the ones that are only in that conversation kind of thing. This album, man, okay, so to get into one of my picks, Bring the Noise is one of my picks, and this is actually something I didn't know because I don't have the Less Than Zero soundtrack.
Right.
Because I didn't know that Bring the Noise was also on that soundtrack.
Right.
And apparently it is. And
It is.
it is.
Not apparently.
So that I was like, oh, like maybe if I had known that first, this wouldn't have been one of my picks. But this song is so damn good that it is. And apparently, and this is also a fact, that Chuck B didn't really like this song, and that shocked the hell out of me. Like, he wasn't going to put it on the album, and Rick Rubin only wanted it to be on the Less Than Zero soundtrack, and I'm so happy they put it on here because it blends in so well, and it's really track 2 with the first actual song.
Right.
And it's just incredible. Like, incredible.
Right.
And one thing that I like, one line that I like a lot in the song, and it's actually like a constant theme throughout the album, is where he says, like, where he's talking about like the black radio stations that claim that they're black, but we'll see if they play this. And I wasn't around in '88, so I guess I'd have to defer to Soren on that, but I want to know, like, was Public Enemy being played on the radio at all?
Not
in this time.
Not really in DC or Maryland. That I recall, they were not getting that type of airplay, so no. I remember certain artists, but it was more of I distinctly remember EPMD, for instance. We just did we just did Strictly Business for them. Mm-hmm. I remember hearing them on the radio. I don't really remember hearing Public Enemy on the radio. So, yeah, I can't say in Baltimore and DC that I recall hearing Public Enemy a lot on the radio, so that,
but they're still like huge. They're doing like tours. They're making songs with like other groups, whether it be Anthrax or other people. So they were clearly like big, right?
Very big.
Very big, and just their crew is also massive. And in addition to that, it's like not a central theme throughout the album, but one of the reoccurring themes where he also has like his iconic line, radio, suckers never play me. You know, so I think Bring the Noise is just, it's one of the, I don't know, it's like in the 3.5 to close to 4 minutes, and I thought for like a song that was a little more shorter, compared to some of my other picks, I thought it was just excellent and just so amazing. And I also remember it was in a football movie, I think, too. I remember my friend, I was always at his house, and it was in Friday Night Lights or one of those movies, and he was like, yeah, that Public Enemy song you played, it's in this movie. I was like, what? And he was like, then he liked the song and he wanted to check out the album, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, that's one of my picks.
That is not one of my picks, but it should be, because every song should be. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing song, as Amir detailed in so many ways, and this, as Amir pointed out, it kicks off the album as far as the songs go. It's just such a forceful introduction to the album, and really sets the stage for what we're about to hear over the album's about an hour in length, and it's astonishing. Mine that I'll go with first is Don't Believe the Hype, because that one really cued into me as to what was going on, and Public Enemy was, okay, we're going to tell you things that you don't know. We're going to explain things in a different way. We're going to tell you what this system or these things are going on is wrong. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe these things. Think critically, think on your own, seek alternative opinions. That really stuck out to me, and then that was the underlying theme of the song. And, the beat, of course, is phenomenal. Flavor Flav just coming on there. Harry Allen, got to shout him out. I got to talk to Harry a couple times over the years, and, stuff. So that is amazing. And then most of Public Enemy songs on this album have a lot of sonics, and it's very dense, and that one by comparison is much more skeletal sonically. And that really also stood out to me, that it's a much more stripped down sound, and it's not as wall of soundy, for those that know the Phil Spector reference. So for those reasons, it was very striking to me as I listened to the album more and more and more as I was a kid, and just it still had that wailing sound to it, but it was a different element or presentation of it, and that just always stuck out to me, and it was just amazing, man. Amazing.
So that is a great song too, obviously.
Yeah.
My second pick, Rebel Without a Pause. And we've discussed it in other videos, man. When in my opinion, when rap groups, rap cliques, when they all work as a collective force, and you get like all the ingredients in the pot, that is when you can see the best music ever. And I think this is one of those songs on this album really that just shows that. You got Chuck D, obviously the main vocalist, the voice that should be in everyone's top 10, really top 5 best voices like in rap history. It's so powerful, so commanding. You listen when this guy talks, right? Or raps. That's number 1. On this song, crazy. You get Flavor Flav with all of his little inserts, like in between each Chuck D verse, Flavor Flav comes in, and then you get Chuck D's tremendous, powerful voice saying Terminator X, and then you hear him cutting the shit out of everything, and then he's just going hard, and Flavor Flav, and it's just like, dude, what are we? This is literally just like masterful performance from everyone. Right. And then you get the Bomb Squad. What the hell are they doing with all these crazy, just as he was saying, it's so dense. There's so many layers, and you're like, what the heck are they doing? How do they think that this would work with this? And then on top of those two things, these other 3, 10, whatever things,
right,
samples, just everything, and then you get the beat, which sounds like a freaking, one of the layers sounds like a tea kettle. It's like, right, and then it's got like, they use a similar thing on Terminator X to the Edge of Panic, which is another song, which is just fantastic. So it's just all these interesting flavors on the production, how Flavor Flav comes in, how Chuck D is there, how Terminator X is doing his thing. It's like they're all just literally work so well, and this is like teamwork personified.
Yeah, I gotta agree. And since you had mentioned Terminator X to the Edge of Panic, that's actually one of my picks, and we'll just segue right into that because I always kind of put those songs together in a way because of the feel and the Terminator X-ness of them, as far as the mentioning of him and talking about him and stuff. But the Terminator X to the Edge of Panic was just so crazy to me because I love the songs where they would rap about the DJs or talk about the DJs, and since Terminator X never said anything and he was the strong silent dude in Public Enemy, and just the Flash Gordon sample at the beginning, it's just a sonic masterpiece that just pulled from all these different elements, but then was something that I loved about rap, which was paying homage to the DJ, which is one of the early reasons that I love rap so much, was the scratching, was the sound, was the things that the DJ brought to it. And for Public Enemy, on such an amazing album with so many messages and so many political things going on, getting toward the middle of the album to take this little detour real quick and just, let's highlight our man, but at the same time keep it sonically in the same realm that the rest of the project is. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my god. It's just like...
it's such an amazing album.
It's so good. And that was actually going to be my 4th pick. So, as you can tell, my 3rd pick is not that. My 3rd pick, and this is... I'd say at first, when I first listened to the album, like way back when, I think my first favorite was Bring the Noise.
Okay.
And this has changed like over the years, and every listen it can change. And then probably later was like Rebel Without a Pause and Terminator X: The Edge of Panic. But then this is like my most recent favorite, and that's Black Steel and the Hour of Chaos. I think, dude, just this song and the story on it and just everything about it is just, I love, like I said, Chuck D's voice. You listen when he talks, right, or raps. And how he even starts off the song, how he got a letter from the government the other day. He opened and read it. It said they were suckers. And he's basically saying he's not going to join the army. And then he ends up, realizing that the suckers had authority. And now he's, behind this cage. And just also what I think is so clever about a lot of these songs, which the song titles are just, they're all like pretty long, and they're very interesting. Like they all have clear purpose. There's a reason why they named all these songs, these things. They're not trying to sound cool, or it's literally, there's a message for each one, right? So I think Black Steel and Hour of Chaos, that name, and you can tell he's literally explaining what it means throughout the song. Like, you got verse 1, then verse 2, and it's each like a different part of that story where he's saying, well, he's looking for that steel, he's looking for a way to get out that gun, right? And then he's looking for the fence, and then and this is another thing where he's mentioning throughout the album, he's mentioning like Terminator X, Flavor Flav, now he's mentioned the S1Ws, and they had the bazooka, and then Chuck D is finally out of this place where he shouldn't have been in the first place, and he's out with 52 or 53 other brothers, and they're gone. Right. And I think that's amazing, and it also is showing like unity within Public Enemy and within his brothers and etc. And I think it's like a very powerful message, and he's also showing what he disagrees with the government and the powers that be. And it's just a very intelligent rap as well. Like, Chuck D is not just saying things to sound cool or to sound political. You can tell, like, there's clear thought. And you can tell throughout the album with speeches whether it be from Farrakhan or Malcolm X or whatever. This is clear, well thought out rap, and this is just literally amazing. Black Steel and Our Chaos is one of, in my opinion, the best stories in rap history on a song. It's incredible.
So that's my third pick as well, and for those reasons, Amir just articulated extremely well. But I also love the beat in particular is just astonishing and goes really well. And I think too, Chuck D doesn't get enough credit for being one of the best rappers of all time, which he should. And this is one of those examples of Public Enemy, even though they are known for being this force in these politics, I don't think Chuck in particular gets enough credit and shine for being a great storyteller. And this story is a remarkable one because in '88, like, people weren't getting drafted, but he was talking about the fact that he could get drafted, or that in this story he was. So it was showing just these different elements and ideas that weren't really being explored and weren't really being talked about, and then doing them in such a way that it was so powerful. And then the fact that they were able to break out of the being incarcerated and be on the run, it just also ties back into that idea of being a public enemy, that you're going against the grain because what you can't believe the hype, because what the hype is selling you is wrong. And it's just an amazing record, and of course the video is phenomenal as well, and it just really ties in. And it's one of those things too with this album, the whole thing is so solid that Black Steel and Our Chaos is toward the back of the album, and it's one of the best songs, and it just shows how amazing this project is from front to back, side to side. So anyway, those are my 3 picks. You guys got Amir's 3 picks. Hit us up on Instagram, on YouTube. Tell us what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and share on both Unique Access and Rappin And Snackin. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
Man, Public Enemy. Appreciate you.
Be sure to check out The History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the DOC, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It would be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Your MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.